Oh,
Okay, guys, we are back with another video, and I am with Catherine, business boss. Okay,
yeah.
but yeah, we're just making this quick video. We just had some food. She cooked for us. Her sisters are here. They don't want to be on camera. Can you say hi from behind the camera?
Hello.
Nice, are they? One day they'll be in these videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had a wonderful meal. Asante san.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's cooked. But yeah, we decided to sit down and talk about something we've noticed. Something interesting. It's almost like a bit of a story time for something that happened a few days ago. And I'll let you get into it.
Maybe you explain.
Which thing? The situation, which makes sense. Okay, so there was a situation where Catherine and I were hanging out at night one time, and taking care of some business. And then as we were in an area where we were about to say our goodbyes, there was a young man who approached us, and he wanted to talk, and great and everything. He said, "Hey, I heard you guys speaking, and you guys sound quite educated, right?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I think I want your number." Well, okay. Maybe you can remember it a little. Yeah.
Like, I want to be your friend. And he asked me, where are you from? I told him, like, I'm from here. And he asked Mark, where are you from? But I think the good thing is he guessed, like, you're from
somewhere else.
Because
I didn't tell him.
Yeah, you're from, I think, Uganda.
Yeah, which is Uganda.
Uganda.
Wewe. Unaenda wapi? Little one's got up. Is he talking to himself?
Yeah.
That's my little one.
So he thought that you're from Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he asked Mark to be his friend.
Only me.
Only Mark. Yeah.
And what would you say? What do you think about that? Or the reasoning behind that?
The reason, like, he said he wants to make friends with international. Like, I want international friends. Like, yeah, like that. But I don't know what went on. What was going on with Mark?
What do you mean?
Like, when you was talking.
Yeah. Okay, so after this situation occurred, because we were discussing some business things and some things in general, and he approached us while we were discussing these things, and naturally, like, you know, get that good luck. I think I'll cut that. But as we were speaking, he approached us, and he, of course, injected himself into our conversation, and it was kind of like we wanted to finish what we were saying so that we could both go home. And he was trying to ask us a lot of questions. Again, she said, "Where are you from?" She told him Tanzanian, and all of a sudden he didn't want to speak with her. And this really kind of was like shocking a little.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's focused, okay, where are you from? He said, because your accent sounds like da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And of course, again, I didn't tell him where I was from. I said, if I'm going to be your friend, do you really, is it dependent on where I come from? And this was after I noticed he stopped talking to her because of where she came from. So is this really going to be a good friend? And long story short, I get home, right? He calls 3 times. On the 3rd time I answer, because I was finishing up something. The 3rd time I answer, and as I'm speaking to this guy, I'm noticing some interesting things. Like, somewhere along the phone call, he said he only wants international friends, or aka educated friends. And apparently he lived in Italy for 10 years or something like that. And he's a Tanzanian. and as he's coming back, he says he's trying to make a group of just educated friends. You know, as I was talking on the phone with him, I, you know, kind of, again, this guy's already in because he doesn't want to be friends with Tanzanians, it would seem, which is again very strange. And long story short, I don't think, and I'm trying to be nice.
Maybe you explain to them like what the reason of what the reason he wanted to make international friends and not Tanzanian friends.
Yeah. On the phone call, he was telling me, "Oh, Tanzanians, you know, they don't know about other cultures. They don't know this and this and this." And I said, "Man, did you teach them? You know, you've come back to this country of yours that you were born in, that you are a citizen of, and that you know, the people here look like you. I said, did you know, tell them about your travels and things like that?" He said, "Man, you know, I want to focus on international. I want to focus on educated friend." And I don't know what the title of this video is, but what is an educated friend? You know, I think a friend is a friend, right?
I think the thing which excited me, like he said, he think that Tanzanian friends would make his mind like
Smaller.
smaller. This is so bad.
And I think, let me give them some context. It's not like we're saying it's bad to have international friends, but when that involves neglecting the people, your brothers and sisters, that's when it's a problem. Because it's as if you're saying this other culture that you weren't even born in is superior to what you already have. Right? When you go and come back, you should be willing to give what you've learned to the people that look like you, your brothers and sisters. You should want to build them up as soon as you get back. That should be the reason you go. And so when you come back, you can build something. But it would seem that, you know, and people were telling me that this is a bit of an issue in African countries, right? And I think globally, where people leave and come back and they sort of disassociate with their own culture. What would you say?
I think this is like ignorance. Yeah, thinking that you're better than others just because you went
away and came back because you were given an opportunity that they weren't.
Yes, I think this is bad. But I think when we go like out, we have to thank God that we were able to at least see how other people are living outside, or at least we got education from outside the country. But we have no reason to feel superior to our brothers and sisters of our own origin when we come back. I think this is like very bad, but we need to make a positive impact when we come back. Like show the people, your own people, what you got from outside. Like want to educate these people. You're saying that they are ignorant, they will make your mind small. Then you have to like educate them if you think that. But contempting them, saying that these people will make your mind small. I think this is selfishness and it's bad.
I think so. And of course we're not talking about all Tanzanians and all people, right? This guy was, you know, just one of the ones that do this, right? And it's almost like shooting yourself in the foot. You, instead of, I think I just said it, building your culture up, you want to go and accept another culture instead. Because, you know, I guess what people don't realize is when they do that, they are saying, even if they're not saying it directly, they're saying it subliminally, that their culture isn't good enough. Right? You don't go and adopt somebody else's traditions when you have your own, unless you feel they're better. Right? Unless you're practicing both, but in a lot of cases you're not practicing both. You're practicing one or the other. You wanna add anything? She was saying so many. She was making a lot of good. In case you guys don't know, just for context, of why I'm speaking beyond the camera, and that's the
Maybe
sister of this.
she can speak well. She's over there.
Yeah. Okay. We understand. We understand. But she had a lot of good points. That's why we say one day she has to be in these videos. She's got to do it for the brothers and sisters that need to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those things where it's just like it really makes you realize how some people feel about themselves and their own culture, and it's not healthy for us in the diaspora and for the Tanzanians, anybody really, to think this way. Be proud of who you are and where you come from. And if you're not proud of where you come from and who you are, then you should change it, right? Change the standard. If you think Tanzanians are undereducated and don't know much about other cultures, then you should be the one advocating to change that. You should be the one saying, okay, I'm going to go out in the streets and tell people about Italy or Rome or wherever you went for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 1 month, 2 months, 1 week.
But I was thinking that this is the reason why we Africans, we are disrespected by other races, because we are trying to be like them. We are trying to neglect our own culture, which we grew up in, and we are like appreciating their culture. Like, this is the reason. I think this is the reason. What do you think?
Actually, I think no, I think you hit it on the spot. You know, I think there's a lot of reasons our culture globally, because it's I think it's black, African in general, African American, Afro-European, Afro-Chinese, whatever you want to call it, we're disrespected globally. And in Africa, you have other cultures coming to disrespect, but I think part of that is because there's not a strong enough hold on our own culture, right? Our traditions, our values are almost put second, right? Our traditional locations, traditional, even down to the traditional clothing and things like that, it's put second to someone else's, right? There's a situation, I said it before, in Black America. I can speak for Black America, right? Not all of it, but what I saw growing up, you know, were people adopting other cultures. Hispanic culture, they want to be, you know, luchadors, or, you know, I'm not saying that's bad on its own, but when you do that in place of your own culture, you completely disassociate, disregard your own culture even. How on earth do you expect someone to respect your values and traditions if you don't even know them? You know? We saw this video, and you as well, we saw a video where it was a Chinese man and he was chasing Africans around with a spear. And, you know, we've seen this, and I try not to talk about these issues, but they are issues. And, you know, it really puts into perspective just how disrespected as a culture we are. People don't respect black. And why, you know, and I don't want to say why should they in a negative way, but realistically speaking, the way people work, Shikamo mama, unaenda wapi? But yeah, people, it's like sometimes we're not giving them much to respect. You know, we don't react when there's wrongdoing towards us. We forgive very quickly, very easily, and then the next time we go in the same situation with less caution sometimes, right? And when these things happen to us, we I don't know, it's a bad situation. What do you think?
Yeah, it's bad because it's really going throughout the same cycle. Like, they do, you forgive, they do, you forgive, they do, you forgive. It's just the same. Yeah,
but there's no action taken to make sure it doesn't happen again. You know, when, I think we said this example earlier, when someone wrongs a Chinese in their own community, there's action taken, and then forgiveness. Indian, Islam, you name it, whichever community, and they are communities, when they are wronged, there's action, right? There's going to be a consequence. Somebody's going to suffer in some way, financially, politically, economically, you name it. They're going to suffer due to their actions towards that member of the community. How is it that when you get to the African community, which I wouldn't argue it's a community, it's just this division, oh my gosh, I'm glad it wasn't me mentality, right? You know, when you talk about not being respected, it's hard to respect an ant, right? You know, we are not unified. We aren't like the other communities where you can't talk to them any sort of way. An African, you see in the videos, the Kenyan woman that was dragged outside and beaten with sticks because whatever, and the people standing in the streets just watching. That's the sort of thing we have to go through, right? And to see our own brothers and sisters go through this, and we have no power, no community to stop them, right? We don't have any way of saying, let's get together and figure out what was the problem and why did they do that and what can we do to keep this from happening in the future. It's just, I'm glad it wasn't me. And when we all think like that, we have a selfish mentality. What do you think?
But I was thinking that I think when Africans, we as one, when we say that we need change, like the change should start in our mind. Like instead of thinking that we need changes from the government, we need changes from somebody else, these changes should start in our mind. Like you have to make change starting from your mind, like change your mindset, and then that change is gonna come easily. Like when I want to make change, like to stop this violence between Africans and whites, this race and this race, it's like, what am I doing to save my own people? Like what am I doing to protect my own people, like from this? But the problem is, like, you as the member of the same community, you're just enjoying seeing the other person get mistreated, like by other race. And how is this change gonna happen? Like sometimes you're recording a person and he is dying, you're seeing this person is dying in front of you, just recording.
Or standing.
This is.
And you know what? I don't know.
And then later you're saying, we need justice. We need justice. What did you do to save this person?
Sasa. But the problem.